All right, y'all. We're gonna go on to the first cosmetic. Look at her go! Oh my gosh, the dark Harlequin Priya, the chakram skin is called Lethal Coil. The sword is called the Mocking Blade. And the store description is, she'll get the last laugh. Rachel, we probably should have shown this one off last.
Keep them waiting.
It would have been poetic. Oh well, we didn't plan that far ahead, I guess. Y'all, if you saw the Joker card, this is what that was about. That was just a teaser for this cosmetic. I'm sorry if I confused anybody, but I thought it was a fire tweet. This Joker, Harlequin, they're like hand in hand. You know, they got the headpiece kind of thing going on. Like it's cool. It's very cool. Rachel, can you give us a little insight on this if you have it? If you don't, we'll go on to the next one.
I'm trying to think. Like with it, kind of everything. A lot of what goes into making skins too is after we get the base solidified and all the design like kind of down exactly the way we want it, then we start doing skin explorations. And this one in particular was kind of a collab between Sabrina, who did a lot of actually the initial iterations for the first skin spread lineup for Priya, and then back and forth between me or some other character or some other designers from the team. So we initially went from her idea, and then just went through a couple different iterations trying to get the headpiece, the like two-tailed jester cap. We played around with a couple different ways the hat could look initially, or like, does she even have a hat, or do we do something different with the hair? But yeah, this is eventually what we landed on, and kind of like the naming of it too, being sort of like it's green and spooky, but we liked kind of having it be like a tangent nod to like Dark Heart. So she's the Dark Harlequin.
I'm a big fan. I think it's really cool. Fun fact: I learned this on YouTube the other day. The Jester and Harlequin hats are actually inspired by original court jesters wearing donkey ears.
I didn't know that.
But it just evolved, and I wouldn't have known that if not for YouTube. Shout out YouTube. Subscribe to Brawlhalla on YouTube, y'all.
Big ups, YouTube.
On to the next one, y'all. We have Joyful Dancer Priya with the jubilant symbol, chakram, and the, apologies if I'm saying any of this stuff wrong, by the way, the Tipani sword, celebrating the joy of life with each performance. I love this skin so much, and the asset y'all are going to see on social media later has her doing like the peace dance, which is it's just so awesome. What flavors from what we saw earlier do we see here? Because I feel like this is like the fire tiger kind of version of Priya almost.
So I definitely took some of the color inspiration from Sabrina's earlier drawings for part of this. You'll also notice that in one of the earlier spreads of like potential base idea weapons, this chakram was one that we wanted to save for this skin as opposed to using it for the base. Again, Tegu just did a gorgeous design with it. But this skin is actually inspired by the traditional folk dance from the Gujarat area, Tipani, which is a predominantly female dance where they have these long sticks with like iron blocks at the end. And it was a dance that came from they would use them initially to like press the limestone into the floor, and then it evolved into like, you know, women making song and dance out of it to pass the time and make it more joyful. But yeah, there was a lot of like really wonderful videos I watched when we were trying to design the kind of costume and skin for this one. So if you ever have time, definitely go look it up. It's a gorgeous dance.
Yeah, and it just from what you said, sends an awesome message of find joy in even the smallest of things, and you'll always be joyful. I like that a lot. But not as much as I like this next skin for Priya. This is Chakora Priya, y'all, with the waning crescent chakram and the moonbeam blade. The store description is thriving off the moonbeams. She shines and dances. Y'all, I'm sorry the art team did such a great job with this skin. I'm sorry ahead of time. I'm so sorry. Get the Winter Championship esports pack, and you got the mammoth coins for it. I mean, oh my goodness. I said earlier in one of the earlier slides to pay attention to like the celestial tiger, because that flavor came all the way from the cutting room floor to this skin.
Yeah, not even just with the tiger, but there were a couple ideas, yeah, in the very early stages for Priya that were more kind of like spacey celestial. And when we completely moved away from that for her base design, we were like, okay, well, how do we maybe like mix that into like a skin idea? This one through a lot of different iterations, but like the idea for sure being that we wanted to have her kind of have this like moon kind of like starry space motifs on her. And so when we were trying to find what exactly we wanted for the costume, the weapons, the concept, I read that there was a myth about I believe it's like a partridge.
And a pear tree? Sorry, that's Christmas. My bad. I'm Christmas pilled.
The myth of the Chakora, which is a bird that feasts and sustains off move beams, and so that was just like a fun little additional flavor.